Every man's heart one day beats its final beat. His lungs breathe their final breath. And if what that man did in his life makes the blood pulse through the body of others and makes them bleed deeper than something larger than life, then his essence, his spirit, will be immortalized forever.
Under the authority of Captain LAMAT.
Said, yes, we say the moon is an egg.
Hello and welcome to LAMAT Live 3. That's right, we finally made it live in Paris, France, okay? It feels good to be alive. Welcome to LAMAT Live 3. But as always, I'm not alone. Give it up for the man behind all of this. Give it up for the great Captain LAMAT. Oh my god, doesn't he look good? Looks fantastic. He always looks good. I don't know why he looks so good, but he always does. The world right now is suffering from an epidemic. No, not the green pill epidemic. It's suffering from a terrible epidemic. Mismatched knowledge. Knowledge and information out there that is all full of lies and full of bullshit. You need someone like me. The world needs someone like me. The world needs a hero. The world needs somebody to call out the bullshit. The election, for example, the election's just passed. The election was rigged. It was completely and utterly rigged. No question about it. You know why I know this? Because I spent most of last night on Skype with an ex-agent. Ex-agent. Right? I can't give his name, obviously, for safety purposes, but he's an ex-agent. And I says, are you sure you're an agent? He says, I'm positive. He sent me documents claiming that the election was rigged entirely. And basically how it was rigged was, there was this van, a van with 200,000 votes left in it, but they were not counted. Why were they not counted? Because the election was orchestrated in this way, planned in this way to be rigged. It's all shit! Okay? If you believe this kind of stuff, that the election is, oh, it's fair, it's fine, you know, the election is perfect, you're very wrong. Very, very wrong, because they always pull these kind of tricks. Nobody voted for David Cameron. Do you seriously expect me to believe that people voted the Conservative Party? Do you expect me to believe that people seriously wanted the Conservative Party back into power after what they've done, and after the things they've said and the promises they've broken? Bullshit! That's not true. Many people, from what I see on my Facebook feed, now my Facebook feed is full of shit. It's full of idiots. But, that's beside the point. I've seen many people voting UKIP with Nigel Farage, which I'll talk about in a moment. Some for Nick Clegg.
Are you crazy?
Relax, Captain. I know you don't like me to talk about this, but it's true. Just sit back. I'm sorry, I have to talk about it. I'm sorry. And also for the Labour. Oh, the Labour Party, right? Pathetic. They can't do anything. Why don't you not vote? How about that? Stop voting. No votes. None at all. Do not vote for these corrupt politicians. What planet do you live on? What do you expect's going to happen? Are you stupid? Just not right in the head? It's the same outcome every single time, every single 4 or 5 years. It's the same shit over and over again. You're insane if you think it's going to change. And you're voting these corrupt politicians, these puppets, for these big high corporations and these bankers. You're out of your mind. These guys do not care about anybody or anything but money and big business. Okay? It's true. That's the truth. So why are you voting and expecting change? You're ludicrous. You're out of your mind. We need to stand up as people. We need to say that we are sick and tired of this election bullshit. We want to stand up and we want real leaders, real people leading the countries and the cities. We do not want these puppets and these corrupt politicians telling us what we want to hear or what we want to think. It's bullshit. Now, people have asked me, why don't you run for Prime Minister, Josh? Well, I see, it's a possibility. I could run, right? I've got enough money. I could get a campaign behind me. I could easily endorse myself. People would vote for me because they like me. But I would never want to become one of the enemy. You never know what kind of tactics they do. Mind control. I've heard a story about Obama. He went into a room shortly after he was elected. He got sat down and hypnotized because they found out things. It's a terrible story, right? Kind of believable, but who knows? I can't say that for certain. But they hypnotize people. They make them believe things that they want them to believe. It's all a trick from Nazi Germany going back into the 1930s and 40s. And they brought the Nazis over to the US to study for science purposes and to get new ways to harm the citizens of the country. This is all common knowledge. Look at fluoride in the water. That's right, fluoride in the water. What is fluoride found in? Prozac. Let's all talk about that, shall we? It's fine. It's for your teeth. It's supposed to make you healthy. Bullshit. You're a slave. If you believe this stuff, you are a slave to the system. You're a slave. You are a puppet. You were not put on this planet to pack boxes. You were not put on this planet to work a 9-to-5 job. You were not put on this planet to blend in with society. You was put here to own your life, to make your life passionate and intense. You was not put here to blend in and just go along with the sheep. Do not let anybody tell you that you need to do this or that. It is bullshit. You are your own person. Do not vote. If you vote for these people, my friend, you will be struggling so much. I don't vote. I have never voted, and I likely never will. Unless, of course, LAMAT, you want to run for Prime Minister one day? It's a possibility, but then again, he's French, so might not be able to work out. We'll figure something out. But like I'm saying, there are too many corrupt politicians these days in government. And you people, you're the voice. Try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Make a noise and make it clear. Why is that so hard to understand? You have more power than you probably think you do, right? Let's say 100 people take to the streets, they start protesting, they start doing crazy stuff. That's going to change more than 100 people or even 100,000 people voting because the politicians already have set agendas. We have no say in political agendas. They have been planned out probably decades ago, right? So please stop voting. Stop! I can't stress enough how important it is to listen to me because I know my shit. I know what I'm talking about. You just can't vote. You can't do it. These corrupt politicians, they've got you by the balls and they're owning you. They're owning your life in more ways than one. You turn on the TV, there's an election campaign, a cheesy, fake, phony election campaign, which you believe. You believe this kind of shit. Now let's give an example. David Cameron did this video on YouTube, and he said, if you want me back at work tomorrow, we don't want you back at work tomorrow, David. We don't want you back at work. In fact, we don't want any of you corrupt dicks at work tomorrow. And it's not even work. You don't do anything. You are just a puppet for the puppet masters going up and down these strings. You are not doing any of the work. You're deluded. You three politicians. Ed Miliband, right? Who's a complete phony and a fraud and a liar and a thief and everything else. David Cameron is just like him. Nigel Farage, I'm not quite certain where I sit when it comes to him, but we'll talk about him a bit later. But all three of them work for the same industry, the big banking corporations, the Illuminati blood families, the Rothschilds, etc., etc. We all know about all this stuff. Why don't you do the research? Just do the research. Go on Google and look up this kind of stuff. It's not obscure knowledge. It's not knowledge that nobody knows about. It's extremely public these days. You can look up the Bilderberg Group. You can look up all sorts of stuff. Just go ahead and look it up and try and educate yourself. Stop believing the mainstream. It's nonsense. If you watch too much TV, your head's just going to explode from being too stupid. Because that's what these people do. I see people all the time. They get into these TV series so much, these soap operas. They just get so obsessed with them. Why don't you put that obsession to the side and put it to something useful? Put it to something productive. Put it to something that's going to make a change. You have that dedication, that knowledge. Go ahead and put it to something that's essential, that people are going to want to hear about. But these people don't. They want to see what Phil Mitchell's done on EastEnders. Don't tell me that that's important. Because it's not. It really is not important. You need to focus on reality. You need to focus on what's important right now. Let's run through some of these election campaigns, shall we?
Today, you will be voting in the most important election in a generation.
How is it the most important election in a generation? Tell me. How is it the most important election in a generation? Explain!
How you vote will affect not just your future, but that of your family and our country.
Doesn't matter. You've already planned out our future. You have agendas. It doesn't matter whether we vote for you or anybody else. You've already planned out the future for the common man, right?
If you want to stop Ed Miliband and the SNP from getting into power and wrecking our economy...
Wrecking our economy? How can you wreck something that's already been destroyed so many times? Huh? People believe this stuff.
If you want to ensure strong, stable government...
Ensure strong, stable government. Ensure strong, stable government. What planet is David Cameron living on? Strong, stable government. When has there ever been a stable government? Ever. It's bullshit.
If you want to save our economy and our United Kingdom.
It's not possible. Shut up.
And yes, if you want me back at work on Friday.
Now that's what we don't want. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. We do not want you back at work, David. We don't want you back at work. How else can I say it? Get lost.
Working through our long-term economic plan as your Prime Minister, then it's vital you vote Conservative locally. So when you're in the polling station today...
I wouldn't set foot in a polling station. I would never set foot with those sheep into a voting polling station. Give me a break. Don't you dare insult me, Mr. Cameron. I'm not one of your sheep. I'm not one of the flock. I'm not one of the herd. You would never ever silence me. You'd have to kill me first, and I'd come back to life through the power of the green pearl, because I would never ever give up on my mission, okay? It's bullshit. I would never set foot in a polling office. Don't set foot in a polling office if you're a fan of mine, because I will come down there and I will beat the shit out of you if you do it, because I'll be pissed off. Let's continue.
Please vote Conservative, and together we can secure a brighter future for Britain. Thank you.
Can secure a brighter future for Britain, and it shows some stupid blue text. You know why it shows that that sort of light-colored blue? Is because it's family friendly and it's unoffensive. It's one of those unoffensive colors, light blue. Nobody could ever get upset about, you know, light blue. It's all propaganda designed to mess with your head. Subliminal messaging at its finest. Let's take a look at Ed Miliband's speech, shall we?
And I want to explain to you today what that means. Because, you know, it's an idea that goes to the heart of the country I want to build. We're different from the Tories.
Whoa! You're different from the Tories. How are you different? You're working for the same people. Doesn't make any sense to me. Well, let's hear him out.
What does it mean to be Labour? It means, above all, that we believe our fates are intertwined as a nation.
What the hell does that mean? What are you talking about, Ed? What are you on? Our fates are intertwined as a nation. That's some stupid shit that he's pulled out of some gospel book. What is he talking about? Doesn't make any sense. What are you saying, Ed? Our fates are intertwined as a nation. What does that mean? Ed, hello, explain.
It's right for all of us.
Oh, there you go. Clap like sheep. Clap at the rehearsed writing. Clap at the script. Clap at someone else that's wrote that script, by the way. He's not wrote that. He hasn't wrote that at all. If you believe that the politicians actually write these scripts, you're full of shit. They've got writers that probably write movies and songs doing this kind of stuff. Seriously, he didn't write that. Seriously, he didn't. And people are clapping like, do they even understand what he just said? Because what has he said? He's paraphrasing so much, and he's saying things we've already heard millions of times. It's bullshit. It's nothing new. What's he saying that's anything new? Why would you clap that? Seriously, why? He's not saying anything. He's paraphrasing. He's talking out of context. He's not being direct. He's not saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this or that. He's just talking about what he might do. He's talking about it. Stop voting for these clowns.
And exactly in the same way, young people being left without opportunity.
Oh, now this gets my, really gets me going. Young people left without opportunities. You create your own opportunities, in my opinion, but let's say that the people can't do that. I'm a wealthy man, I can create my own opportunities. Some people can't. Right. Would I be so unreasonable to say quit your job? Because I absolutely mean that. Quit your job. Go, just walk away from it. Ring your boss right now and tell him you're not coming in tomorrow. Just do it. Because if you go to work, you create a hype chain, you do this, you do that, it's a society, it's like a conveyor belt, it goes across like this. The only way you're going to be able to stop it if you stop loading things on the conveyor belt. And we are just practically objects to a society. You need to quit your job. You need to just step down and say, look, I'm not doing this anymore. What do you do anyway? Think about that. What do you do as your job? What is your job? Are you packing boxes? Are you working in a fast food restaurant? What do you do? Think, do you want to really do that? Do you really want to work as a slave? Do you? I don't think you do. I wouldn't, and I wouldn't do it if you paid me. Do not work in a job you hate. If you have a job that you love, fantastic. That's brilliant. It's a dream come true to have a job you love. My father is a bodybuilder. That's his dream job. It's his passion. But some people don't chase their passions. Some people just, like I said, they're sheep, they're slaves. They do what other people tell them to do. Do not do what other people tell you to do. The best thing that you can do as an individual is to not listen to the words of others. Do what comes naturally to you. Do what comes naturally to your heart. Follow your heart. As cliche as it sounds, it's so true and it works. Do not work a job you hate because it will make you miserable. It will make you depressed, and most of all, it destroys a man's character. It destroys his soul. Do not work for pocket change. Breaking your back over pocket change is not worth it. Okay? Please reconsider your career at this. Well, let's move on from the election now. We all know it's rigged. We all know it's bullshit. Need I say any more about that nonsense? Okay, so we've got some questions here from a Q&A that I did. I did a Q&A on YouTube, Facebook, the Kanye West forums, the Art of Manliness, and a variety of other sites that I really went quite far in the Q&A on pretty much all of my sites. My Facebook fan page asks, where did you and Captain LAMAT meet? Well, me and Captain LAMAT were acquaintances on the Hindenburg. I met the captain on the Hindenburg. He went there on a celebrity appearance, a celebrity guest appearance, and as the ship was crashing, he saved my life. He saved me, he carried me out in his arms, and there's a fantastic photo of us actually leaving the ship. And that's when I met him, and I knew he was a fantastic man because he saved me from the crash. So that's how I met the captain. A really brave man and I'm sure you'll agree, won't you, Captain? That was a very memorable night, wasn't it? Hindenburg crash was indeed terrible, but LAMAT saved many people that night. You're a good man, Captain. There's needless to say, that's for sure. Bernie Riggs from Facebook asks, will you ever consider going out protesting for LAMAT's rights? Yes, Bernie, I will. I have considered, actually, thought about it quite a few times, about going out protesting. You're the voice. Try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Going out with LAMAT posters and LAMAT picket signs, going out there, protesting in the streets, getting vibrant energy, doing everything. I've often thought about it. It would need some planning, though. I'll tell you what, for the next LAMAT Live episode, I'm going to go out protesting. I'm going to go into Derby City Centre, and I'm going to protest the rights of the captain and the rights of this country and what we demand as people. We want to know who did 9/11 for sure. We want to know who killed JFK. We want to know all of these types of things. We want the Queen out. We want the monarchy abolished. We don't want the monarchy anymore. It's outdated. It's old. Get rid of it. We want strong leadership from real people, not actors, not puppets. We want that. So I will go out and I will protest, and I'm calling upon all of my fans and my warriors out there. If you want to come and meet me for a protest, I will organize it on Facebook or some website like that. I'll tag you in my posts, and if you're free, come and meet me down in the area. Come dressed in beautiful clothes, nice, colorful, vibrant clothes, and we'll do a protest together. It'll be awesome, it'll be inspiring, it'll be passionate. It's intensity, living life to the full. Let's go ahead and do it. That's what I think anyway. So if you're up for a protest, come with me. And if you're not, then I'll just go out there and I'll find people who are. Because trust me, when you're out there, it's infectious. It catches on. If someone's protesting, if someone's free, the whole world becomes free. We want more freedom in this world. We don't want puppets or slaves or robots to society. We want real people, real consciousness, real infinite consciousness. Because that's what we are at the end of the day. We are infinite consciousness. So if you're up for a protest, come and meet me. I'll gladly meet you, share some smiles, and shake some hands. Matthew Westbrook from Facebook asks, would you ever attend a Comic-Con and meet the fans? Well, that's kind of like what the protest would be, I guess. I guess I would, but Comic-Cons are pretty cool. I've never been to one. I was actually asked to go to one in America, in Georgia, by a lady called Danger Woman, but unfortunately, my limo driver ended up going the wrong way, and it's a disaster. I don't want to go into that. It's not good. But Comic-Con's definitely a place I would consider going to meet the fans, perhaps get my own table, and have some t-shirts. I got some LAMAT t-shirts right here, and I could sign them for you, or you could have some pictures taken with me and share some stories and stuff. It'd be great. So if you're up for that, I would gladly do that, and I wouldn't charge a penny. I would not charge you a penny. I would have my books on there for free, have my t-shirts on there for free. You could take pictures of me absolutely free. I would sign everything for you free. I would not charge you a penny because I'm not doing any of this for the money. This is pure passion, pure intensity. I don't do any of this for ulterior motives. I do not. I'm the most genuine person you'll ever meet when it comes to that. So don't worry about that. That's a good question, Matthew, and I will one day make that a reality. You can count on that. These are questions now from YouTube. Charlie Lucas. I think Charlie Lucas is probably from the Spooky Skeleton stupid shitty page on Facebook. Can jet fuel melt steel beams? No, it can't. You obviously talk about 9/11. Obviously. No, it can't. It can't melt steel beams. Obviously, there was explosives that were put into the building on 9/11. If you believe the story that a bunch of bearded guys in caves with box cutters went on board a multi-billion-dollar industry worth of planes, they defeated the air defense system, they crashed straight into a big skyscraper. Guys, wake up, it's not true. Come on. We all know that Bush was behind 9/11. We all know at least the government was behind 9/11. And no, Charlie, jet fuel cannot melt steel beams. Explosives can. And they brought that building down faster than the speed of gravity, okay? It was not a plane that brought that building down. Logic. People often say to me, Josh, you're insane. You're a crazy, batshit, insane mental patient. And I say, well, Mr. Sane, Mr. Perfect, let me tell you something. How the heck did those buildings come down for those two tiny little planes that hit it? Because those planes were nowhere near as big as that building. They could not melt those goddamn beams. It's bullshit. I'm telling you like it is. They couldn't melt them. It's a great question here from a good friend of mine from the ODT fan page. We go back quite a long way. His name is Zach Martin, and he's from the ODT fan pages. That's how I met Zach. His question is, what is your opinion on Tony Abbott from the perspective of a foreigner? Well, you know, obviously I'm not a foreigner, so it would be hard to say, but I say that I'm not one of those people that completely despises foreigners. You know, if people want to come into the country, if they're skilled enough to come into the country, then by all means, come on in. But you must contribute, alright? You're not going to have a lump of bricks in your car boot if it's going to do nothing. You want something in the back like some golf clubs because they're useful. So if you're sending lumps of bricks into my country that you can't do anything with, why don't you send me something more useful? So the way I see it with foreigners is, if the foreigners are skilled, if the foreigners are talented, or if they just want to contribute somehow to I wouldn't say to society because that's broken, that's long gone. If they want to contribute to the world, the human world, the human compassion and the feeling of being alive, I want more people walking down the streets in tailcoats. I want more people walking down the streets with a spring in their step, happy to be alive. You know, when I go out, and I don't go out very often, but when I do, I see these robots. They keep their head down. They just don't look like they're glad to be alive. In fact, they don't even look at you. What happened to being alive? What happened to the intensity and the luxury of having air in your lungs and blood pumping through your veins? These people are just like brain dead, literally. Are they taking Prozac? Are they on something? Are they drinking the fluoride too much in the water? I don't know, but whatever it is, they're just not alive anymore. And I think people have lost hope in the world. Do not lose hope, because people like me exist. And people like me will never give up, ever. And you know that, so just don't worry. All it takes is one person to make a change. That's it. It really does. People say, oh, you could never make a change. It's only one guy. It's all it takes, my friend. It's all it takes. Here's a great question from Roy Thompson. He asked, if David Cameron offered to shake his hand, would you do it? No. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't shake any politician's hand, and I really wouldn't. If, say, for instance, if I was out and I saw David Cameron and he reached out to shake my hand, I wouldn't shake it. I'd probably get a lot of hate for doing it, like, why you didn't shake the Prime Minister's hand? It's an honor, it's a privilege. You know, there's a video going around on Facebook where, what's that stupid idiot prince called? I don't even know his name. Some royal dick, right, refused to shake the hand of a veteran in a wheelchair. I think it's Prince Charles. He refused to shake his hand. Right. So why would I want to shake the hand of any of these corrupt idiots? Seriously, tell me. We know that that's not justifiable. You can't justify that. He didn't shake his hand. He didn't shake it. That is terrible. Come on, guys. But yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to really go out to the streets. We need to get out there and start doing some damn protesting. That's what we need to do. I've decided, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start protesting out there now because I'm so pumped up for the protesting and the fire of being out there, the picket signs, the cheering of the crowd. That's a great question. Let me just get the name of the person that asked that. Hang on a second. That's a great question, Bernie Riggs. Well done for asking me that one. I think you win question of the day there, because going out there protesting is just something that I would deeply consider, especially after I know there's a demand for me to do it now. So thanks a lot for sending that one in. And that's it for the questions. Now, I've had many more questions, but I don't want to answer most of them because of time, and plus a lot of them are just stupid shit. You idiots on the Skeleton Facebook page, you're all a bunch of idiots. It's just it. You're lunatics. You don't care about the world. You don't care about the people in the world. You need to just wise up a little bit and start taking things a little bit more seriously. Not too seriously, but start taking them a bit more seriously and start actually wanting to make a change in the world. Or just a bunch of lazy idiots. Really, that's it. A bunch of lazy 20-something idiots that just don't do anything. You go on their Facebook pages and they're just complete shits, quite honestly. So, I don't know. I don't care about those people. I don't want to help those people out if they want to help themselves. That's just basically it. Don't help yourself. Don't come running to me for help. Don't come running to me for help if you don't want to help yourself. That's just it. I am now on DeviantArt, ladies and gentlemen. I joined DeviantArt about two or 3 weeks ago. And it's a fantastic website. It's really, really good for all kinds of stuff. Please check out my DeviantArt page at Josh100Lubu, and it is fantastic. Now, my friends, some of you out there are suffering. Some of you out there are hurting. Some of you out there, you need my help. And I know you do. I can hear you crying out for my help. And let's face it, LAMAT's a busy man. Doesn't have time. He's fighting the epidemic with the Green Pearl. He's fighting our putsch. He doesn't have the time all the time to help people out. He's a very busy man. But I do have the time to help you out. And if you want me to, I can do something quite special for you. What disappoints me about today's society is the carelessness of young people. And the fact that so many of them are going out there, drinking, taking drugs, acting irresponsibly, being degenerates, basically. Being degenerate scumbags. And I will say it out loud, because it's on everybody's mind. When I go on Facebook and I see pictures of people drunk, holding bottles of cheap alcohol, I don't look at that and think that's great. I look at that and I think, where have you messed up in your life, pal? Because that is complete bullshit. Please, listen to me when I say this. You don't look good when you look like you're drunk on Facebook holding a bottle of cheap booze. It doesn't look appealing. What planet does that look appealing on? It's this trend of lower class young people that think this stuff looks good. And it doesn't. Okay, I'm just telling you like it is. So, if you're one of these people and you suffer from this disease, I call it chaviness. That's what it is. If you suffer from it, go onto Google, type in Josh100Lubu, Google Images to be exact, and print off an image of me. There's plenty on there, I'm famous. Print off an image of me and put it, if you have one, in your wallet. Because you've got no money in there, so put a few pictures of me in. If you haven't got any money in there, just put about 10 photos of me in there, right? And this is designed to help you when you get cravings, when you get sick, and you look at this and you think, I want this alcohol. I want it. Hang on a second. Oh, here we go. There's Josh smiling. I'm not going to have this drink tonight. I'm not going to take this drug. I'm not going to do this stupid choice. And there you go. Control your life. Control your destiny. And if you want me to help you out, that's what I'll do. So hop onto Google Images, type in Josh100Lubu. Comes up with a variety of pictures. Hey, if you don't want me and then you don't like me, have the captain. Captain LAMAT, he's always helped me out. I got a picture of him in my wallet. So, you know, it's up to you guys. If you want to make that change, go ahead and do it. But please, please, stop putting these stupid pictures on Facebook. They don't look good. They do not look good. They make you look like a scumbag. You're not impressing anybody. You look like shit. Stop it. It's not impressing a soul. It looks pathetic. Please take control of your own life. Discipline yourself. Be passionate about life. Stop looking like a drunken zombie. Thank you. Well, that's about all the time we have left for this episode of LAMAT Live. I thank you very much for being a part of the greatness. The next episode will be a protest special entitled LAMAT Live Out on the Streets. I encourage everyone to join me for the protests and let your voices be heard. Any last questions, Captain?
You have a mission to do, so go away.
You heard the man. This is Josh100Lubu signing off.